Welcome to Women's Sports Weekly, where women's sports happen every day, but we talk about it once a week. I'm Danielle.
And I'm Carolyn. Women's Sports Weekly is a podcast where we discuss the latest news, explore interesting stories, and share our love for women's sports. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at WomensSportsWeeklyPod. Follow us and rate us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Send us an email at WomensSportsWeeklyPod@gmail.com, and we may feature your email on the Les.
Also, we have Run Club every Thursday night at 6 p.m. at the 99ers. Each week, we share a secret word, and if you tell the bartenders that word after our run, you will get 50% off your first draft. We will share that we went to the Beyonce concert this past weekend, and in light of that concert, the secret word this week is cowboy. We personally will not be at Run Club this week because we are traveling, but we do have a very special Run Club member who's been joining us each week, Harold, who is going to lead the way this week. So shout out to Harold. Thank you. And we will see you again next week at Run Club. So please go.
We have more logistical updates. We have a scheduling update. We want to release on Wednesdays.
We're figuring it out. You know, we're going to find our day that works for us. But yeah, Wednesday's going to be our new day.
Do you know this, but our listeners might not know this. The name of our podcast was almost Women's Sports Wednesday.
Yes. And you said, what if we have to change the day? And then here we are. We're going to land on Wednesdays.
We're going to land on Wednesdays. We'll see how long we last. We might hit every day of the week. We might even start releasing on the weekends. I'm just kidding. But we will begin to release on Wednesdays. So thank you for bearing with us as we figure out our schedule. So our next episode will actually be a day earlier this coming week. Our next episode will be on Wednesday, June 4th. We'll see if we like it, and we'll go on from there. But hopefully you'll like it, having it one day earlier in your feed. We also need to provide a t-shirt update, a Women's Sports Weekly t-shirt update. The t-shirt company we used is backed up, and we have still not received our Women's Sports Weekly t-shirts. Right when we get them, we will send them out. We have been in constant communication with the t-shirt producer. We hope to have them next week, and we'll send out an email to those who ordered when we have them and when they are on their way. We apologize that this is taking longer than expected. This is not what we wanted for our first t-shirt drop, but we promise in the future we will not be moving forward with this company, but they have been very responsive. So we know that it's happening. We just know that it's delayed. Okay, let's get into some fun stuff. If you're watching this on video, our background is different. It is a stock painting at my mother's house.
Last time we recorded at your mom's, we were in the basement and we had a Mike Tyson poster in the background, but we decided we wanted more light.
Yes.
And we came upstairs for this one.
Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield, I think it was. So yeah, we got out of the dingy basement and now we are upstairs with
trees,
classic paintings.
Looks like trees.
All right, but why are we here, Danielle?
So we have a lot going on the East Coast this week. This past weekend, one of my best friends had her bachelorette party. Laura, shout out, huge listener. And she also plugs our pod. She was telling me she was listening to our pod on the way to the bachelorette with friends in the car. So
friends
Laura,
who don't listen.
Yeah, thanks for supporting us all the time.
Nothing gets me more pumped up when I'm going to a bachelorette than listening to my own voice.
I was at the Finger Lakes in upstate New York for Laura's batch. We tried some wineries, some breweries, just had a nice time at the house. It's really beautiful up there and just really exciting to celebrate Laura before she gets married next month. It was really nice to catch up with some friends and just enjoy that part of the country that I've never been to up in the Finger Lakes.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And unfortunately, as you get older, bachelorettes serve as a purpose of like just bringing friends together. So yeah, it's really great that you got to have that time together.
Yes. We'll be celebrating their wedding in a month now. So really excited about that as well. But really great weekend.
That's amazing. When you were on this batch, I also came back to New Jersey because we have a wedding later this week.
Yes, my cousin Chris is getting married. We're staying here for the week and just spending time with family in between events.
Yes. And so I also flew back to the East Coast, and I wasn't with Danielle. I was with my family. My cousin was like, I'm going to Beyonce tomorrow. And I was like, why am I not going to Beyonce tomorrow? Hold on. I should have my hat on for this because I am officially a cowboy.
Cowboy Carolyn herself.
Cowboy Carolyn. This looks so ridiculous. Okay, so I was like, I want to go. And then I texted you and you were at the batch and I was like, do you want to go to Beyonce?
Yes. And I was like, well, I can't miss Beyonce if we have an opportunity to go. Like, what?
So we impulse bought tickets.
Yep.
And the next night we were at Beyonce at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. And it was amazing. Let's just start with some things. So Taylor Swift has set the standard of when you go to the concert, it is a party and you need to dress accordingly. And I love that so much. I love that everyone is on theme together, and that's exactly what happened at the Cowboy Carter concert, which is why I have a cowboy hat on my head, and I've never worn a cowboy hat in my life. I went to school in South Carolina. Now we live in the Southwest mountain range area, but here I am, cowboy hat on for Cowboy Carter, which was amazing, and everyone was just dressed so well.
Yes, you were very worried about my outfit going in because I didn't know on this trip that we were going to that concert, so I did not pack accordingly.
Me neither.
But the outfit came together. Your sister let me borrow her jean jacket, so thank you, Allie. That was great. And then she ended up giving me her cowboy hat too, so the outfit came together fast.
It was great. It was odd if you were not dressed up for the concert.
Yeah, but no shade if people weren't dressed up. Like, I wasn't going to come dressed up.
I know. You said Beyonce can't see me. But then
It's true.
multiple times she was flying around in the stadium on some kind of contraption and repeatedly said how great
Everyone
looked in the audience. I thought that the concert was so smart. I've seen Beyonce before, and the imagery and the messages that are both subtle and so in your face, I just think is so amazing because you're getting more than just an artist singing. You are getting an entire message. You are also getting from Beyonce, especially the way that her and her dancers move and what they produce is incredible.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, she can sing really, really well. So I just thought it was so great. And I also thought it was just like such a great tribute to American culture. And I've talked about before how the Olympics make me feel really patriotic. At that concert, I felt so incredibly patriotic with the people that were around us of like, this is what America is. These are the important things that we should be talking about. In times when it can feel like maybe this country does not want you around, it did not feel like that at the Beyonce concert.
It was a great mix of people. Everyone was just so excited to see Beyonce. Everyone was there for the same reason, and you could just tell the vibes were high and you were with the right people. It was overall a very cool experience because a crowd makes a concert too. The people you're surrounded with, and it was just lovely. Overall, the whole experience was amazing, and I'm so happy we went.
Same. And we said this was the nicest crowd we've been in at any concert. Like, everyone was just having fun, and she's amazing.
Yeah.
She's one of one.
She's still on tour, so if she comes near you in a city, check out the tickets because it is so worth it to go. You would not be disappointed.
For sure. Should I take my cowboy hat off now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll probably never wear this again unless I go to another Beyonce concert, but we'll see.
Or the rodeo, you know.
I'm never going back to a rodeo. I'm never going back to the rodeo unless Beyonce's going to be at the rodeo. Even then, it would be hard for me to go.
Fair. All right. We have another email this week, so we are going to segue into the Les, our listeners' experience corner.
No.
Our listeners' experience zone. And the email reads, Hey, Carolyn and Danielle. I've got a Les question for you, but please disregard if you've already answered this on the pod. What's the story behind the Women's Sports Weekly theme music? It's easily my favorite podcast music and gets me pumped every time. I see it's by someone named Melvin Alexander Black. Tell us more. Your show rocks. Thanks for everything you're doing to promote women's sports. Cheers, anonymous Women's Sports Weekly listener.
I know. What are we going to call our listeners? Women's Sports Weekly listener is way too long.
I don't know. We have to think about it.
A WSWer?
If you have any ideas.
A winner?
If you have ideas, all our listeners out there, of what you would want to be called, let us know.
Yeah. Tell us what you want us to be called. Should we call them all Leses?
No.
I feel like that would...
All right, let's get into
Okay, fine.
the question.
Melvin is my cousin's husband. He creates and produces music. He's released an album before. He is amazing. And you should definitely go check him out on Spotify. We are so thankful that he created our theme music. And I reached out to Melvin and I was like, hey, we're doing this podcast. We have no idea what we're doing. We know we need some theme music. It's going to be about women's sports. And we want it. And no, and I didn't say this, but what I wanted was I wanted it to sound like you were at a high school basketball game, like that kind of energy. I did not say that to Melvin. He sends us back our clip of what you hear of our intro music. And I was like, that's perfect.
Literally, with no context, he sent us that, and we were both so excited because it was so perfect.
So Melvin continues to create and produce music. I don't think he does it as often as he would like because he has a family and a regular job, just like us. We would love to do this podcast more. We can't do it as much as we'd like because of our regular jobs, but please go give him a follow. We are just so thankful that he created such an amazing outro for us.
Yes. Shout out Melvin. Deserve all the kudos.
Maybe if we ever get a big deal, he'll actually get something back for that. Right now, it's just kind words. All right, let's get into the highlight reel for this week. I'll start. The Minnesota Frost are PWHL Walter Cup Champions in 2025. This is their second win in a row and the second time they've won as a 4 seed.
That is some crazy stuff right there. 2 years in a row, be the 4 seed going into playoffs, and then just win the championship.
And the first 2 years of the league.
Yeah, that is really something.
As a reminder, number 1 Montreal picked to play number 3 Ottawa Charge, and Ottawa won the series to make it to the finals. And Toronto was left to play Minnesota, and Minnesota obviously won the series to make it to the finals. In this matchup between the Minnesota Frost and the Ottawa Charge, the regular season was split 3-3. Minnesota had won 3, Ottawa had won 3. So we knew that this was going to be a great series, and it was. The finals is a best of 5, and the Frost beat the Ottawa Charge 3-1. All 4 games of this final series went into overtime, and all of the games in the finals had the score of 2-1.
That just shows how close the competition was for every single game to go into overtime and then be such low scoring, 2-1. Both teams are playing great defense. Both teams are pressing. Both teams are just going at it the whole time. It's really incredible.
Yeah, I also feel like if you believe in simulation or aliens controlling us, the aliens were just we don't know what to do with this series and hit copy paste a bunch of times. And we're like, this will be good enough for these humans.
Yeah.
Entertain them with this. Liz Shepard scored the cup clinching overtime winner, and Liz Shepard also scored the game-winning goal in Minnesota's cup clinching victory. Why is that a word? Cup clinching victory in the 2024 PWHL finals. So she won it last year for them, and she won it this year for them. And I guess I have to say, congrats again, Minnesota. You're not the team that I wanted to win, not even close. But here you are. And I know we have some Minnesota fans who listen, and I don't have anything against Minnesota as a state. I just have some issues
with one person on the team.
Yeah, Britta Curl. We've already talked about her. You can go back and listen to some episodes to get the information on that. But I was like, yay, a mean person won. Lovely.
But congrats to the rest of the team.
Okay, congrats, Minnesota Frost. They are your 2025 Walter Cup champions in the PWHL. What do you have for us this week, Danielle?
I am going to cover the NCAA Women's Lacrosse National Championship. This game was between UNC and Northwestern. UNC won this matchup 12-8, and this was their second time winning the national championship in the last 4 years, which shows how dominant they've been. It's also their 4th national title in program history. A few notable things from this game: freshman attacker Chloe Humphrey had a star performance for UNC and finished with 4 goals, 2 ground balls, 2 caused turnovers, and an assist in this win. She also became the first freshman to be named a finalist in the prestigious Tewaaraton Award. Cool thing about Chloe Humphrey is her 2 older sisters, Nicole and Ashley, are also on the team. So the 3 of them now have won a national championship together, which is very cool. It's also interesting how they all came together because her sisters had gone to other schools and then came to UNC to all be together, and they had injuries which allowed them to play the extra year because they're older. I just think about if it was me and my two sisters winning a national championship, that would literally be the coolest thing ever.
What would you and your two sisters win a national championship in?
Basketball.
Oh. Okay.
Well, that's the sport. Carly and I played basketball in college. Amanda's favorite sport was always lacrosse, but she also played basketball. So I feel like that would make the most sense.
Gotcha.
I never played lacrosse. Carly did for a hot second. So that's why I say it like that.
Got it.
Yeah.
I think for my family, between my brother and my sister, it could be sports trivia. I think we could win a national championship in sports trivia and heavily rely on my brother.
Yes.
But
that makes sense.
I think he would cover the men's sports really well. His memory is insane. I think I could do pretty well in the women's sports. And then my sister is very good at gut. My sister's also very smart. She's very good at gut feeling, and she's very good at being decisive. So if we were in between, she'd be like, we're going with this.
Yep, I could see that. This UNC team really is a family affair, though, because the head coach, Jenny Levy, also has a freshman midfielder on the team, her daughter, Kate Levy. They became the first mother-daughter duo to win a national championship together as well. So you have the three Humphrey sisters winning a national championship together, and then you have a mom-daughter winning the national championship. And her mom, the coach, Jenny Levy, was quoted in an article I read that obviously she's so excited for her daughter that's on the team, but she's just so excited to see her and her teammates come together and win this. So that has to be such a cool feeling.
We love a Nepo baby. Do you know what that is?
No.
Have you ever heard the term like nepotism?
Yeah.
So like nepotism is when you get your family in positions because you have power.
Yeah.
I'm not called like whatever, but a Nepo baby is a baby who will probably benefit from nepotism.
Gotcha.
So that's a Nepo baby.
Got it.
You don't like that.
No. Also, the UNC defense was very notable in this game. So Northwestern's junior Madison Taylor is the nation's leading scorer with 109 goals. She finished this game without scoring a goal.
Oh, no.
I know, that's a rough one, but it was a result of great defensive play by Sam Forrest and obviously the rest of the Tar Heel defensive unit. They obviously all played incredible. To have the nation's leading scorer not score a goal. This was the first time Taylor did not score in 45 games. 45 games. She has scored every game, and this is the first time a team held her to no goals. She did have 4 assists,
which is great.
She still
for
had
her.
a very notable game. She assisted 4 of the 8 goals that they scored, but did not score. So congrats to the Tar Heels. I know our friend Meg will be very happy. I'm sure she was very happy to see that win. Overall, just very exciting with all the family connections, and second time in 4 years. That's truly something special.
And to do it with your sisters. I would love that.
Yes. So those are the highlights for the week. With that, what are you looking forward to this week?
The Women's College World Series is here and begins today, May 29th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time with Florida versus Texas. There are 3 other matchups that will also occur, and they are Tennessee versus Oklahoma, Texas Tech versus Ole Miss, and Oregon versus UCLA. UCLA just squeaked out past South Carolina. I thought South Carolina was going to be in the Women's College World Series. I was so excited. But South Carolina had the opportunity to close it in 2 games. And in the bottom of the 7th inning, UCLA blew it open. They won that game and then won game 3 to make it here to the Women's College World Series. The 8 teams I just mentioned will compete in a double elimination style tournament until there are 2 teams left. And then those 2 teams will compete in a best of 3 series for the winner. I'm going to ask you who you want to see win. So get thinking.
Okay.
I'd like to see Tennessee win because their uniforms are so good, Danielle. I don't know if you've watched, but when they play in those blue uniforms,
I've been watching.
It looks so good. Or I'd like to see Texas Tech and Nyjah Kennedy, who was at Stanford, pitcher, now pitches and hits for Texas Tech, has an over $1 million NIL deal to be there. I'd like to see them take it far as well, but I'm going with Tennessee. What do you...
Well, Obviously, I have to go with my Lady Vols too.
Okay.
Talk about my favorite colors. The whole reason my favorite color is orange is because of Tennessee. Back in the day when Candace Parker played there, I was rightfully obsessed with them. So yeah, I'm going to go with Tennessee as well.
All right. Oh, I also have another thing that I'm looking forward to, and I just want to mention the French Open tennis is here. Roland Garros, unless you would like to pronounce it, Danielle.
No, you got it good.
It is happening from now until June 8th. It's on TNT, True TV, and Max. So if you're looking to watch some amazing tennis, turn that on. I'm sure I will be talking about it in the coming weeks. What are you looking forward to?
Lots of WNBA games coming up this Friday, May 30th. We have the Lynx versus Mercury at 10 p.m.
Mercury!
At 10 p.m. Eastern. Both teams are off to a great start, so that will be a great matchup. And also at 10 p.m. Eastern on Friday, our two teams are playing against each other, Seattle Storm versus the Atlanta Dream. So we are going to be a split household. I'm excited. So go Storm.
I hate that we're on Eastern time.
I know. It's rough out here.
It might be the main reason why I live in Colorado. Because
to be able to watch sports at a reasonable hour.
Why? Who watches games at 10 p.m.? Who could stay up that late?
I know. It's rough.
So California can get a 7 o'clock game?
Technically Seattle.
Sure. Technically Seattle. But no, it ain't right.
Yeah. No, I agree. But along with those games, there's other games this weekend, so check it out. But definitely excited for more WNBA. That's it for this week. We will see you next week on Women's Sports Weekly. In the meantime, watch women's sports. Share the podcast with your friends. Rate and subscribe to the pod on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. Thanks for joining us.
This ain't Texas.